Hello everyone. I'm happy to be here with you in the Europe Teacher Summit. I have 10 years experience in the educational domain and I would like to share with you part of this experience today, talking about developing additional resources for teachers and students. My, uh, the presentation can be divided into three major points. First, I will talk about the pedagogical challenges students might face while learning and teachers might have while teaching. After that, I will propose some suggestions that can be used to address the previously mentioned challenges. Finally, I will present the booklet I have created last year based on the suggestion to address the difficulties of both teaching and learning. So the first challenge we are going to talk about is related to the teaching approaches. Before the pedagogical approach was based on the teacher. It was teacher-centered. This means that all activities in the class are based on the presence of the teacher who lead these activities. Today, more and more, we are moving. It's a shift toward a classroom that is student-centered. Now, a lot of courses exist where the teacher is not present at all, and every student can do the course based on his rhythm. So when we develop a pedagogical material, we need to respect that. The second challenge we have is the fact that we are living in the digital era. For more than 30 years, today we have we have used the internet, and we need to develop pedagogical materials that can be accessed and shared via the internet. This does not mean that we should not use the old-fashioned paper book, but it means that we should change the way we are developing the materials to include more digital materials that can be used and shared via the internet. The third challenge we also want to talk about is related to the linguistic domain. An academy like Huawei, where we have international audience, we always assume that all students speak and can use English fluently. This is true in many cases or in some cases, but in general, students can do that for 10 or 15 minutes and they lose concentration after that. So to address that, we can do things in two different ways. The first one is to not develop materials only in English. This means we need to use local languages where people can hold the sessions for longer time. And the second solution is to use a simplified version of English that everyone can read or use easily. So here are some solutions that can be used to address the previously mentioned challenges. First of all, we should have an easy to access pedagogical materials. These can be divided into 3 points. First, we should use a digital open format that we assume every student who have access to the internet can use. A PDF is a good example for that. Almost all the students who have digital learning can use PDF files. The second one is to use an open and free license to give a legal perspective on the materials you have developed. but you need to make it also open and easy to use, so everyone can use it with the least legal responsibility possible. And we should also respect the rights of the authors. That's why I recommend to use a Creative Commons license to license the pedagogical materials. And finally, the materials should be put online on the repository that is free and everyone can access easily. The second point is the easy to translate. All pedagogical materials should be written in simplified English, no ambiguity, no hard words to translate, no metaphors. People who has good knowledge of English should be able to understand the whole text, and this is easy to translate for the researchers and scientific staff who had very good level of English, very good level of science knowledge, but their linguistic knowledge might be limited. So we should respect that, because these are the kinds of people who are going to translate the work. We need also to make sure that we are using a unified terminology. This means that we don't use different words to describe the same concept. This is very tricky when we are talking about translation. For example, we don't say spectroscope, spectrograph, and spectrometer. This is three terms that are used to describe the same device. So we should pick one and use one. And when people are translating the pedagogical materials, it's easier to translate if we are doing it like this. Finally, in this part, it's always recommended to add appendixes to cover the abbreviation or to provide definitions or to add more detailed information that both student and teachers might need while using the pedagogical materials. The last point is you need to focus also on the pedagogical method. Explain exactly how you think that students should use the materials. This might be obvious for you, but for the students or for the teacher, no, it's not like this. So take the time, put some pages to explain how people should use the materials in the best way. Additionally, try to address the students' need. These materials are developed for the students. So you need to understand what are the difficulties students have while addressing the subjects you are covering. When you understand that, you can easily develop a materials that is student-centered. And here is an example about the book I have developed last year. It is focusing about the Internet of Things exam. The objective is to provide students with a preparation guide that they can use to prepare well for the exam. So the objective of the material is to prepare students to the exam. And here I'm showing you how we respected the easy to access criterion. On the right side of the screen, you can see the copyright notice. We respected the trademark of Huawei. So we said this is always a trademark, and all the work we have created is licensed under the CC BY license. So you can see people can share, people can reuse the work with no legal responsibility. The most important thing is they should attribute it to the author. The book is in the PDF format and it's online, and I put a QR a tag here. You can scan it with your phone and you can directly access the download page, and you can have a copy of the book like that, this simple. Regarding the translation and make the document easy to translate and easy to understand for the students, I added a list of abbreviation and a list of definitions. The IoT learning course is one of the most crowded with abbreviations. There is more than 300 acronym in the course. Students always find that very hard. So at the end of this booklet, I collected all the acronyms. I provided a small definition, 2 to 3 lines for every acronym, and I listed them alphabetically. And on the screen, you can see a screenshot taken from the page that shows the 3 acronyms with their definitions as shown in the book. Finally, the third criterion is the focus on the pedagogical method. Here you can see that the objective is to prepare the exam. So in the first 2 pages of the booklet, I explain with a small graphical algorithm how students should read the chapters. And there is this algorithm that tells the students, if you don't get 90% of the answers correct, go back and try to answer the questions once more, or read the chapter again. So students who are using this booklet, they know exactly what they have to do. Additionally, I added a lot of photos that is like with attractive colors and that address really complicated problems. Here, the example shows the different cellular family and the relationship between these families and the 5 generations of the cellular network. This is very hot and difficult topic to address for the students. So with this image, they can easily track or follow the families and the relationship between each family members and the 5 generations of the cellular network. I hope you find this small presentation interesting, and I'm telling you this is only but the beginning. Currently, I'm working on another document on the intelligence artificial and the datacom courses. Here down you can see my email address. So if you like to provide a feedback on the work, or if you like to follow the works I'm working on, feel free to send me an email, and I will be happy to answer all your questions and provide you with updates on the materials I am developing. Thank you.